Welcome to Ure Academy. In today's session, we will look into sets concept. What is a set? First of all, the definition is it's a well-defined collection of distinct objects, elements, or members. Usually, whatever we have within a set, we call them as elements, but they have different names like objects or members. Set can also be called as a class. Now, here the important point is it's a distinct collection, which means there won't be any repetition within a set. All the elements have to be different and well defined means all the elements have to follow a specific rule. There shouldn't be any ambiguity. Consider this English alphabets. The alphabets list is well known from A to Z. This is a group of elements that we have. When we see a set, say A is defined as English alphabets. Here, there is no ambiguity. All the different 26 elements are very well defined. In similar way, when we say all of English alphabets, we know them from the 26 elements. We can specifically pick those 5 elements A, E, I, O, U and write it as a set. The representation would usually look like this, where V is a set. Sets are usually represented with capital letters like here. If we say A is a set of English alphabets, we can write A is equal to. This set has to be written in capital letters only, and all the elements we have to list them between braces. Here we can write from A to Z as separate elements within these braces. In similar way, here for us, we have V as the name of the set, and the elements here are A, E, I, O, U. Each element has to be separated with a comma. Within these two commas, one specific stuff is there, then it is a element of the set. Sets in mathematics, till this particular year, we were introduced with many sets in mathematics which we already know. Without knowing the concept of sets itself, we have been using those the names. The few are like natural numbers which are represented with capital N. Here you can observe that all the sets are represented with capital letters. Next, W is for whole numbers, Q is for rational numbers, R is for real numbers, Z is for integers. Also, we have Z plus Z minus. Z plus is for positive integers. If it is Z minus, that is negative integers. In this way, we have so many sets in mathematics defined set. Previously, we have taken example of English alphabets. We know that specific elements, and whoever we ask this question, all of them will give the same answer. That is well defined. Means each and every element is following that rule. It's the English alphabet. But if we are telling a particular rule and the answer differs from person to person, then those elements cannot be made as a set. Consider this collection of good players in cricket. The answer differs from person to person depending upon their opinion. So, as there is an ambiguity, this cannot be made as a set. Similarly, best mathematician. The answer differs from place to place depending upon their experience. Even this can't be made as a set. When we say it's a set, the rule or whenever we want to do that collection, everyone from any different place has to give the same elements. Only then we can keep them in sets. So usually when we say collection, it is just group of objects. And in that collection, we will have a specific rule, and those elements which are satisfying the rule will be placed in a set. Now, to understand this in a better way, consider these. These are the things that I have around now. I have book, pen, pencil, watch, my mobile, purse, key, and water bottle. These are just the collection of objects which are lying around here me. Now, when I say collection, it is not following any specific rule. It is just a collection of objects around me. From this, I can still make sets. The first set is to collect the stationaries. Now, only book, pen, and pencil come under stationery. In the same way, if I say electronic, set of electronic things that are lying around, we can say it to be a watch and mobile. There is no ambiguity in the answer. Now, let us take exercise to identify whether the given collection is a set or not. The first one is natural numbers less than 50. So it is a set. The next thing is collection of good hockey players. Now, different teams, different persons can be called as best in their teams. So the answer differs. So this is not a set. Next, collection of girls in our class. Within a class, we can identify who is in that particular class or not. So this is a set. Collection of most talented writers. The answer would differ from person to person. So this is not a set. Let's write the answers here. So this is a set. Yes. Now hockey players is no. Again, girls is S. Most talented writers is not a set. The next one is difficult topics. Difficult topics in mathematics differs from person to person. Some may feel difficult in algebra, some may feel difficult in calculus, some may feel difficult in trigonometry. So this can't be a set. Next is novels written by Premchand. Yes, there would be a collection. So we know the titles. So it can be a set. Next one is months of a year that begin with M. March and May. The answer remains same for everyone. So this is also a set. In this way, if there is no ambiguity and the answer remains same for every person, then that is called as a set. If not, it is just a collection and we can't call it as a set. Now representation. We have seen whether a particular collection be called as a set or not. After thinking that to be a set, how to represent this? The set can be represented in two different ways. One is a roster form or tabular form. We know in table, we will just list each and every element. So even in roster form, all the elements that are in that particular set will be represented. Here is the definition. A set is described by listing the elements separated by comma within the braces. Let us take example. A set of first five positive even numbers. First five positive even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. See here we have listed each and every element. They were separated by comma here. And again, those are within the braces. So this is called as a roster form representation of set. The other way is set builder form. In this, the definition or the describing part will be written in the set. We won't be listing the elements, only a rule on basis of what we have to identify the elements will be written here. Again, the set will be represented with capital letter only, equal to within the braces we have here. See, this roster form, for that only we have written the set builder form. X is an element of A. How the X have to be? It should be 2n. And where the n values are? N values are from here and can take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we take that, the first element is 2 into 1 is 2, and then we have 2 times 2, 4. Then 2 times 3 is 6. Then 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 5 is 10. So this is a set. If you write them within braces, it will look like this. Here we are listing all the numbers, which is the roster form. If we don't list those numbers and just give the description, this is the description using which we can identify those elements. If only that particular description is written, it is called as a set builder form. Now let us take an exercise here. Set of all letters in word mathematics. Now while writing this, set means we can take to be any set, say A or B, whatever you want, you can give a name for a set. Now I am writing this to be A is equal to. Now here the elements are already given. We are not assuming, so it is okay to write in capital letters. It's not required to write in the small letters only. It's not like that. Here, as the elements are already in capital letters, within the braces also we can write in the capital letters. As per the definition, we have well-defined elements here that will form part of mathematics word. And the next part of the definition is distinct objects, which means there shouldn't be any repetition. So we'll write M and then A separated by comma, T, H, and then we have E. Now again we have M. This is a repeated element, so we don't have to write it again. A is also repeated, don't write it. T repeated, don't write it. Now we have I, then C and S, and close the braces. So these are the elements of the set A, which are part of word mathematics. Now let us take the next question. Set of natural numbers less than 7. So natural numbers less than 7, natural numbers start from 1. So 1 to 7 we have to write. This is 1. This set, let it be B, is equal to set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Only till 6 we have to write as it is less than 7. With that, that's the answer for the second question. Next one is to see how to convert the form of set. We know that the sets can be written in two different forms. One is roster and the second one is set builder. So this is the first form given. So this is some A is equal to, it's given like this. What is this form? Here we don't have elements, only the description is given, which means set builder form. Now from set builder form to roster form, we have to convert. Use this description, whatever they have given. Positive integer, x should be a positive integer and it should be a divisor of 9. What are the divisors of 9? 1, 3, and the number 9 itself. Now we need positive integers. All these are positive and they are integers. So this is the roster form representation of this particular set. Now let us look into the next question. Here, if we see within the braces, the elements are separated by comma and we have the list here. Observe the list carefully and try to write it in the set builder form. How to write the description for this. Now consider this to be a set B. Now for B, so B will have element X. Generally, we will represent the elements with X. Now this double dot sign, this is called as colon, and here we read it as X such that. This is read as such that. X such that X is equal to how this element has to be. We have a numerator and denominator. If we observe, it started with 1 and every time it's increasing. And the denominator is always 1 plus the numerator. So let the numerator be n and the denominator is 1 plus the numerator. Okay, n plus 1. Now, how the values of n should be? N are like only numbers and it starts from 1, which means they are natural numbers. So, n belongs to natural numbers. And what is the next rule? Can n take any value? No. It's stopping at 9. So, we'll write n is less than or equal to 9. So, this is the set builder form for this list. X such that x is equal to n upon n plus 1, where n is a natural number and n can take values till 9. Next, write the following sets in set builder form. These are the values we have. As it's a list, it is roster form, so we have to convert that into set builder form. Observe these carefully. We can identify this first is 3. 3 into 2 gives 6. 3 3s are 9. 3 4s are 12. So how can we write this? X is element of set A such that x is equal to, it's a third table, right? So 3 times n. But what is this n? This n is starting from 1, so it's a natural number. Also, till what number we are taking it? Only till 4. That's why we will write like this. X is equal to 3n, where n is natural number and it can take values till 4. Next question, b is equal to, we have only 0 here. So we can directly write this. B is equal to x such that x is equal to 0. Only one value. Okay. Next, third question here. If you observe this, you can try both third and fourth. Now see the third question. This we can know it is 1 square. The next is 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. Like that we have right till 10 square. Just by observing the list, we can identify the property. So now in set builder form, how can we write? C has element x. In what way? X is n square. As it starts with 1, we can say that n is a natural number and it is going till 10 only. This means less than or equal to 10. Coming to the next question. Here if we observe the elements, it's 5 and this is 5 into 5, that is 5 square. The next element is 5 cube. The last one, it is 5 power 4. To write this, we can write the set is equal to x such that x is written as 5 power n. N is taking values from 1. So then belongs to natural numbers until what value it is taking? It is taking till 4. So the value n should be less than or equal to 4. That gives the set builder form of this last one. The next exercise is to convert from the set builder form to the roster form. The first thing is X is a letter before E in English alphabets. Now, how can we write this? A is the same name they have given for this. Before E means we have A, B, C, and D. Only these are the alphabets before E. Next question, B is equal to X belongs to N means it's a natural number and X square is less than 25. Squares are less than 25. What are the squares we have less than 25? It's 1, 4, and 9. We have to write X, not X square. 1 such that 1 square is below 25, then 2 square is 4 below 25, and then 3 square is 9 below 25. Don't write 149 as the answer. No, we need only x is the element, not the x square. X such that. And the next question, x such that x is a prime number which is a divisor of 60. Now first list the divisors of 60. Divisors of 60, 1 and itself first. Then we have 2 30 times, and then 3 20 times. In fourth table, we have 15 times. In fifth table, we have 12 times. Sixth table, we have 10 times. If we observe, these are the divisors of 60. Now, among these divisors, we have to pick the prime numbers. What are the prime numbers here? Now, 2, 3, this is composite 5. If we check only these three things, 2, then 3, and then we have 5. Only these form the set of prime number divisors of 60. Next question, x is a real number, r means real number set, such a way that x greater than x. None of the numbers would be greater than itself. It has to be greater than or equal to. But here it is given as only greater than. So this can't form a set. So we write just the braces like this. Don't write any zero or anything within the braces. Just leave it empty. So all these things will have different names. If you write like this, it will have a specific name, which we will discuss later. The next one is x such that x belongs to R and 2x plus 11 is equal to 15. Now, if we solve this particular equation, we'll get x is equal to 2. So, the E can be written as set of only one element, that is 2 here. So, even this will have a different name. Now, till now, we have looked into what a set is, the representation of the sets, and how to do those representations in two different ways. After that, the symbol we have looked into so far is the first one. This says belongs to. It just says belongs to, and if there is a line across this symbol, it says doesn't belong. Say there is a set A is equal to 0, 3, 6, 9, 12. Now, if we pick any one particular number, that number either belongs to this A set or it doesn't. If here we see the 6, 6 is already there in the set. So we write the first symbol, that is belongs to. It is belongs to. We can read this as 6 belongs to A, or 6 is in A, or 6 is a member of A. You can read this in any of the three ways. Now let us take another number, say 15. 15 is not there in this set here. So we say doesn't belong. And the symbol is this one, just a cross for the previous one. This is 15 doesn't belong to A. Into the exercise, A is equal to, we have these elements here, while using the belongs to symbol, that's just related to elements. To answer these questions, first of all, just remove these braces and also look into this. You may write it separately if you have confusion. Whatever you have, just remove those comma and use it. Now here each one can be written as belong to A. It has to look as it is, no additions or any deletions of any sign. Just remove the comma, remove these braces, and then check the element properly. Here if we see, it's exactly looking this element, so it belongs to A is correct. Now look at the next thing here. The second question, B is a set given and 1. Don't consider the first and last brace. See, within these braces, if we exclude this comma, that gives each, and this comma is separation for elements. See whether it is exactly like that or not. Between these commas, is it exactly same or not? Here, see, here we have only one, but here we don't have one. This entire thing from the starting of this brace to comma, that is 1 comma 2, this entire thing is a single element. We can't say again here 1 is the element. No, this entire thing is single element for B, unless 3 is next element and the 4 is next one. But here what they have given, only one. Only one, we don't have it as element here. So this is false. It is no. Hope with that you understood that. A comma B. See here, if we just ignore these two braces, this entire thing is there before comma. This entire thing is given as element for C. This is true. S. Now again in this example, see 1 and 2. Here it is 2 and 1 just before comma, ignoring these first and last two things. Before comma we have this. Within the set, the order doesn't matter. They can be like 1 comma 2 or 2 comma 1, both are same within these braces. Even if we consider here, this is same as writing 5 comma 3 comma 4 comma 1 comma 2, like this. Both are same. These two might have got interchanged, like 1 comma 2, and then we might have 3 comma 4. Again within these braces it can be changed, the order can be changed within the braces, it doesn't matter. So here we have this element as 1 2, but now we have it as 2 1, so order doesn't matter. That's why this is a element of F. The next question, so A comma B within the braces. So before comma we have A comma B within braces, so it is the element S. Then we have here within the braces, okay, these two braces, let us, before comma, see here the brace has started and the ending brace of this is here. So before this comma, this is the actual comma we have to consider. Don't get misled by this comma and again we have braces. No, this entire thing is before comma. From this first brace to comma is one element. Okay, this open will have a closing and again the open will have a closing. So this everything is a one element and we have 2 and 3. Now what is given is only 2. This can't be a element of G. If it has to be element, how it should be? This entire thing has to come, right? Say like open brace 1 and then we again have within braces 2 close. This entire thing will be element of G. Only a part of this, means only this can be considered as an element of G. So the important thing is trying to ignore the first and last and identify these elements. Next, this one. Here again it's just given in the set builder form. 35 belongs to X such that X has exactly 4 positive factors. So there would be so many numbers which can satisfy this description. But we just need to see whether 35 is one of those numbers or not. So first we will try to write the factors of 35. That is a number and itself. And then we will have 5 times 7 is 35. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 factors for this. Even the description says 4 factors. So 35 belongs to such a set. Next, coming to the eighth one, 128 belongs to a particular set in which the element is, here it is mentioned as y. We can use any alphabet, but it should be in a smaller case. Y, how should the element? Sum of all positive factors of y is 2y. Means take any number and then write down the factors for that, add all those factors and see whether it is 2 times the given number or not. For 128, if we list out the factors, just try to list out the factors here. Then again we have in the fourth table, okay, fourth table it would be 32 times, then not in sixth, then we have in eighth table it is 16 times. Okay, these are the factors. So we add this, what would happen? It will give us a sum of 255. it says 2 times the number. 2 times 128 will give us 256. Both are not same. That is why we can tell this 128 doesn't belong to this particular set. Whatever the description here they have given, it doesn't satisfy. So it doesn't belong. So this statement is false. The next statement, 3 doesn't belong to this particular thing. The set building is in the equation form. So whatever number satisfies this equation, that will form a element of set. So whether 3 is of element or not, we just have to substitute 3 here. Okay. 5 into 3 cube plus 2 into 3 square minus 112 into 3 plus 6. Now if we write this, it is like 81 minus 135, this is, and then we have got 18, and this is 336 plus 6 we have. If we observe here, we can see this, the positive things are very small and this the negative are big. So obviously when we complete this algebraic expression, it won't give us 0, which means this is true. 3 is doesn't belong to the set which satisfy this particular equation. So this is true. The next question, x such that x is equal to 1 by y, where y is a natural number. Capital N represents natural number. X is equal to 1 by y. So x is element of x. When we do like this, we can never get x to be 0. It's not possible because in numerator we have 1. So this is false. Now again 1. If we give a particular value of y, then x has to become 1. Yeah, it is possible for y is equal to 1. So this might be an element. Let us check the next also. 2. Can 2 be element of cube? So whatever we write in the denominator, y is a natural number. Only natural numbers we have to write. Whatever we write, 1 upon that natural number can never be 2. So this is again a false. 2 upon 3. See, 2 upon 3 can never be element of q. Why? Here we can take only natural numbers. 2 upon 3 might look like a element, but here we have to be very careful. The numerator has is 1. So obviously the denominator has to be a natural number which will give it to be element. If we want 2 by 3 in the form of 1 by y, what happens? Y has to take a value of 3 upon 2. Only in that case we can write 1 upon 3 upon 2 like this. This will give 2 by 3 as element. But here what is happening is y is not a natural number. Here it has to be a natural number. 3 upon 2 is not a natural number. So obviously the last one is also false. The remaining option is B. When y takes the value of 1, this entire thing will come out to be 1, and 1 is the element of cube. The next question, we have a set here. Set is given. Can this A be called as a set? Now check the elements here. This R, again we have R. There is a repetition of element as per the definition of set. It is a collection of distinct elements which are well defined. So here we have a repetition because of which this can be called as a set. Types of sets. Now the sets, depending upon the elements they have, they are divided into different types. First is empty set, which is nothing but a set which doesn't have any element, and that would be represented just by the braces, or it has got a specific symbol. This is a symbol we use. Okay, this symbol says that a particular set is empty. Even for the empty we have different words. We can tell it to be a null set or a void set. So this is a symbol for void set, or we can just write the braces without elements within this. Now, when can we get an empty set? There are many examples. Even while solving exercises previously, we have seen one particular thing has got empty set. It doesn't have any answer. Now, let us consider this example. X belongs to R such that this line or dots, this column, both will be read as such that when we consider the sets concept. Now, such that x square is equal to minus 25. Here, while we are looking into the sets or relations and functions, we are just considering the real numbers only. And as per that, none of the squares will give a negative answer. So, this cannot be satisfied by any real number. So, this cannot have any element. So, it is a null set. Examples for this empty set are set of all even natural numbers divisible by 5. Is this an empty set or not? If you look into this, all the numbers that end with 0 are divisible by 5. As they are ending with 0, they are even, so they cannot be null sets or they cannot be an empty set. Now, set of all even prime numbers. There is only one even prime number, that is 2. So the set will have 2 as elements. So even this is not an empty set. Now x such that x square minus 2 is equal to 0, where x belongs to real numbers. When we solve this, x is equal to root 2. So it gives some irrational number. Irrational numbers are also part of a real number. So this is also not a empty set. The next question is x such that x belongs to n and x should be less than 8 and x is greater than 12. At the same time, it has to satisfy both the conditions. So there can't be any number which is less than 8 at the same time greater than 12. In this case, it will not have any element. So this is a void set or empty set. The next one is x is a point common to any two parallel lines. The definition of parallel lines itself tells that the lines will not have any point in common. So again, this also gives us a void set. So after the exercise of empty set, the next type of set is singleton set. With the word itself, single means there should be one and only one element in the set. Definition is a set consisting of single element is called a singleton set. Let us take example here. X such that x is a natural number which satisfies x square is equal to 9. This can happen only for 3. 3 square is 9 and 3 is a natural number. So that particular answer will have only one element. So it is a singleton. The next type is finite set. Till now, whatever sets we have seen, they are finite, which means when we write that particular set, we can list the elements or we can count how many elements are there in that particular set. Such type of sets are called as finite. Even the null set is called as a finite set because we can tell there are zero elements in that particular set. It is a count. It is a number with which we can represent how many elements in that set. So the void set is also a finite set. Examples here we can see below 9 the natural numbers we can tell from 1 to 9 and we can count those how many elements are there in that set. We can count, we can list them. So it is a finite set. But what are other sets which we can't list? Those are called as infinite sets. Infinite sets means a case where we cannot count. In the previous slides, we have looked into the sets in mathematics which state natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, real numbers. All these things, we know that there is no end point. Okay, there is start point for natural and whole numbers, but for rest the endpoints are not known. We write or we tell it to be not defined. All such numbers where we can't give the count of elements within the set, those are called as infinite sets. So here we say x belongs to r. In the previous example, it is x belongs to a natural number, so we can count. But when we say x belongs to r, that is a real number. Between two numbers, we know that there can be so many real numbers. That is why this particular set is not a finite set, which means it's a infinite set. The count cannot be done. Now we'll look into exercise. We have to identify whether the given set is finite or infinite. The first thing is set of concentric circles in a plane, means which will have only a same center for all the circles. With that particular center, we can draw so many circles in a plane. So this is a infinite set. The first one we have here is a infinite set. The next one, set of letters in alphabet. So English letters, we know the count to be 26. So this is finite set. And the next thing, x belongs to n means natural numbers and greater than 9 means we have to start from 10, and natural numbers, the end we don't know, it is not defined. So this is again infinite set. X belongs to z and x less than 200. X less than 200, but it's an integer. Integer means we have both positive and negative integers. So the negative side we don't know where it goes. So this is positive side. We know the endpoint is 200. Within these we will consider. But less than means even the negative part we have to consider. So even this is a infinite set. The next question, x belongs to n where x is less than 19. So the starting point for natural numbers is 0 till 18 we will have this. So there is a count because of which this can be called as a finite set. The next question, x belongs to r and within 0 and 1 between two numbers there can be n number of real numbers. So this is also a infinite set. The next type of set is equivalent. So till now we have looked into empty, then singleton, finite, infinite. The next one is equivalent sets. Two sets. We need two sets for this. The two sets are equivalent if they have same number of elements. It's related to the count of elements. So say A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is A, B, C. These two are equivalent because the first one has got three elements and even B has got three elements, so they are equivalent. Now equal. Equal means all the elements have to be same. Again we'll have two different sets here. Now the first one is 1 2 3 and the second one is 3 2 1. Here just the order was changed, but the elements are same. We have 1 in both the sets, 2 in both sets, and then 3 in both sets. No other elements in either of the sets. So here, as the count and elements both are same, they are equal. Only if the count of the elements is same, it is equivalent. Cardinal number of a finite set. Cardinal number means the count of elements in a particular set is called as a cardinal number. While taking the count, we should consider only distinct elements. If there is any duplicate, just ignore those and consider only distinct. Say they give a particular set like this, 2, 2, 3. Now, while taking the cardinal number for this, it has to be 3. Why here 2 was repeated, but we will consider only once. 3 is the cardinal number. Now this cardinal number just gives the size of the set and it is denoted like this. N of, here the name of set. We are considering A as the name of the set. So or we can just write between two vertical lines like this. It's like n of b. It will change where b is the set. This n will represent like number of elements. So n will remain the same. Within the brackets is the name of the set. Exercise. Which of the following sets are equal? So we have so many sets given. First, let us get all the sets into the roster form. Then only we will be able to look at the elements. The first one is okay. Second one, it x belongs to r. X square minus 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So what is this? X minus 1 whole square equal to 0. Then we will have x is equal to 1. Okay. This here, if we see there is a repetition, so just remove those duplicate things and write here. This is C set, and here x belongs to R, and we have all these things. So It is equation with power degree 3, means it should have three roots. But what are those three roots? We can check. Here we have 6, so 6 is like 1 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. So if we use these numbers, we will find 1 minus 6 plus 11. I'm just keeping x is equal to 1 minus 6, it is 0. In similar way, if we keep 2 again here, for x is equal to 2, it is 8 minus 4 6 are 24 plus 22 minus 6. Oh, if we minus 30, this is again 0. And for x is equal to 3 also, I think it will work out. That is 27 minus 54 plus 33 minus 6. 66 is equal to 0. So the roots for this are 1, 2, and 3. Now, if we check all these things, we can see that A has 1, 2, 3, C has 1, 2, 3, D has 1, 2, 3. Same elements. So, all these three sets are equal. Self assessment set is a collection of well defined objects. So, they have to follow a rule with which we will decide whether the element belongs to the set or not. Next question. X suggests X is a composite number between 4 and 9. Then A can take values. A is a set, so it can take what are the numbers between these is like 5, 6, 7, 8 are the numbers between. And among these, the composite numbers we have 6 and 8 only. So that gives the composite number. So it's 6 and 8. Next question. X such that X is less than 5. So which form of representation is this? We don't have the elements listed. The description is given, so it is set builder form. The null set is denoted by, within the braces we have element. This is not null. No braces here, only 0. No. Within braces something else is here, so no. So this is the representation. We give like this, or only empty braces. Next question. A is given. A and B are disjoint. So what is B? Disjoint means there shouldn't be any common element between both the sets. Then only we call it as disjoint. Now if we see this first one, 2, 2 is there. So this can't be disjoint. Again 2 is there. Now for the C option, 1, 3, 5, 9. We don't have any of the elements in this A. So this is the answer. Again here if we see 4 and 8, 4 is here and 4 is also there in A. So C is the answer. C is the disjoint set with A. Which of the following is a finite set? The prime numbers below this value. We can list the prime numbers. Okay. And again the integer below 10 means it will go towards the negative side also. So here minus 1, 0 integers will come like this, right? Below 10, starting from 9, the other side. So this is not finite. This will go to be infinite. The natural numbers greater than 10 will start at 10 and it can go forever. So this is again infinite. X is a positive real number less than 10. Will start at 9 but this side it goes to infinity. So all these things are infinite sets, whereas the sixth one is the A option here. Which of the following sets is finite? For real numbers, there can be more values which will have less than or equal to 1. So this is infinite. And x are real roots of a polynomial of degree n. When we have degree n, it means there will be n roots only for that. So this is finite. X belongs to integers, x square is equal to 9. What all can satisfy this? Minus 3 and 3, which is finite again. And here the natural numbers which satisfy this equation are 2 and 3. Again we have finite. So the first one is the answer. Next A we have disjoint set of A. 246 odd prime number. So here we have even numbers and here it is talking about the odd numbers. So this is disjoint. There won't be any common element for Q and A. If we check the rest of the options, say S, multiple of 17. Multiple of 17, 34 is multiple of 17 and even this is a even number. What we have here is even numbers in A. So this will have common element. So this is not disjoint. Whole numbers like 0 to infinity, so again they are common as 2 4 6, all these are common, so this is not a disjoint set. And here v is equal to 3k where k belongs to n. If we keep k is equal to 2, we have 6 as the element of p and 6 is also there in a, so this is not disjoint. Well, the first one satisfies this. Following is empty set. Now, obviously, the last three they have elements within the braces, they are not empty set. If we check the first one, x square is equal to minus 1, a case which x is equal to root minus 1. We are dealing with real numbers, so this is empty set. The first one is the option. Next question. Singleton means we should have only one element in the set. So here we have two, so this is not option. Three not an option. Here if we see clearly only one element, so this is the option. Option A. The next one, set of vowels in English alphabets. We know that all the set alphabets are here. Which of the following are equal? Equal means same element. 1, 2, 3, 3 to 4. Order doesn't matter. So this is answer. Here the count is not matching. Here count is not matching. Here count is matching, but this has got 3 which is not present in the first one. So number of elements, just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the count. Number of elements means cardinality. Next question, set of natural numbers less than 6. Natural numbers starts with 1. So this is the answer. This has 0. So this can't be answer. Less than 6. 6 cannot be included. Here also less than 6. 6 cannot be included. Belongs to symbol. This is the belongs to symbol. These are different things which we'll learn in the next video. Which of the statements is true? When we are using belong to, it is the element in the set. So element means, don't get confused because there are questions where they will confuse you with the help of the braces. So just first and last remove that and check this. 3 is here, so this is belongs to, okay. 5, we don't have 5 here, so this is wrong. 2, this symbol, we will look into that later, this is wrong. 1 comma 2, this entire thing has, it's 1 and 2 are here, it doesn't mean it is, it has to be there like this only. This will become element when, if we have something like this, comma, so this is starting, this entire thing is element, then comma 1 2. If we have something like this, then it will become element. Just because here we have 1 and 2, we can't write like this, okay. This entire thing has to be there, then a comma and the next element. So even this is not a true one. Next question, equivalent. Equivalent means, check the count. Here the count is 3, 3, equivalent. Count is 2 and 3, not equivalent. 4 and 2, not equivalent. 1 and 2, not equivalent. Infinite sets. Month in a year, we can count them to be 12. Days in a week, count is 7. Integers, we don't know how many there are. Alls, we know there are 5. We can count. So this thing we can't count, so it is an infinite set. Roster form of the set of all numbers less than 10. All numbers less than 10 we have here. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. All numbers, these are even numbers, so no. Here we have even numbers, no. Here again 11 is there which is greater than 10, so this is no. Set builder form of the given thing. It is like, what can we tell? It is even numbers, 2, 2 times 2, 2 times 3 and so on. It is like 2 times k. 2 times k where k belongs to n because it's starting from 2 times 1. Okay, 2k plus 1, no, it gives the odd numbers. Less than 10, no, because here we have dots, which means it is going on like that. There is no end in this set. It's an infinite set. So less than 10 we can't write. Belongs to Z, integers, no. 2 and 3. Now for this, if we solve this, what is the solution? 6 is like 2 into 3. This will be like x plus 2 into x plus 3 is equal to 0. But when we solve for x, it gives minus 2 and minus 3 as a set for b. But here we have plus 2 and 3. So they are not equal. From the sets below, select equal and equivalent. Okay, we have the sets here. Okay. Sets here we have to find the equal and equivalent. First for equivalent, let us write the count first. Count cardinality we are going to write here. It is 2 and then we have 4, then we have 3, again 4, again 2, then again we have 3, 4, 2. So for equivalent, all 2's will come. Means A, and then we have E and H. They are equivalent, count matching. And for B, it is 4. So what does have 4? The D has 4, and then we have G has 4. And for 3, we have C and F. So those are the equivalent sets. And then if we consider the equal sets, see here 0 comma A, when we take the count with 2, it is 1 comma 0. So E is not equal. This is A comma B, H is not equal. We are going to check in this equivalent set. So the elements are not common. They can't be same. Now if we check this B, D and G. Equal sets are equivalent because they have the same count, right? So first if we list the equivalent, then it would be easy to find which all sets we have to check. So now if we check B, it is 1 2 3 4. Then D, see the order changed, 1 2 3 4 still there. And then G, so this has got different elements. B and D are equal. And the next set is C and F. C is 4 8 12. F is 8 4 12. See, we have here C and F. This is C. Same. The set builder form of the set T is given. We have to find whether it is empty set or not. So first consider this equation x such that from here to here and try to solve this. X plus 5 upon x minus 7 minus 5 is equal to 4x minus 40 upon 13 minus x. Here if we take minus 7, we simplify this, it is minus 4x plus 40. Now take minus common here, what it would be? Minus 13 6 into 4x minus 40 is equal to 4x minus 40 into minus 1x. If we take this entire time to the other side here, the minus will become plus, and then we can take this term common, that is 4x minus 40. If we take common, it would be x minus 7. This minus becomes plus 13 minus x is equal to 0. Simplify this, it will become 6. Now 6 can't be 0, so obviously this has to be 0, from which if we solve this 4x minus 40 is 0, we'll get x to be 10. So 10 is the value for x, so it's not empty. We have a value which satisfies this particular set builder definition, so it's not a empty set. With that, we are going to conclude this session. In this, we have looked into what's the definition, how to represent, and about the belong to and doesn't belong to symbols. Along with that, different types of sets like empty, singleton, finite, infinite, equivalent, and equal. In the next session, we'll look into subset, superset, power set, and all the other concepts. Again, into disjoint set, also different concepts of sets. We'll look into that in next session. Thank you.